Hey guys, what's happening? Got a pickup video coming for you here. Move some cords out of the way that are getting caught in my chair. So yeah, pretty big week. Hit up some thrift stores and whatnot and made a pretty massive haul. First off, my girlfriend and I are just getting into Lego Dimensions. So this came out this past week. I grabbed it up right away. I wasn't going to wait for it to go on sale because I had a feeling it would sell out. At least this week it would sell out, and there's only 2 left at Best Buy. I'm sure the other stores, Target, GameStop, etc., but with my Gamers Club unlocked, I get 20% off of these, and that is the Ghostbusters level pack for Lego Dimensions. Super excited to get it. We haven't dove into it too much yet, but yeah. Then there was a customer appreciation, Razer Insider appreciation sale in honor of CES 2016, where Razer had a ton of announcements, and I'd always wanted to get one of these. And as you can see, I'll reach it right here. It's on my stand right here next to me. This is the Razer Onza Tournament Edition. It has these extra bumpers right here, and you can remap it. It is by far my favorite 360/PC controller, and I have 2 that are open and 1 that's still in the packaging, but I'd always wanted to get this one, but it was always super expensive. The customer appreciation from Razer was 50% off, so I was able to pick up this guy, the Razer Sabertooth, which has more customizable options, and if I remember correctly, you have 6 extra buttons on this one, and the cable is 10 feet detachable. See, it's got a little like one of those heavy-duty screw-on ends. This is a really cool controller. I still play my 360 quite a bit. As I said, I started that Slightly Stupid Shooter series. So this'll get a workout once this guy gets retired, but I wasn't going to pass up getting a Sabertooth for, I think they were $70, so I wasn't going to pass up getting a Sabertooth for $35 with a customer appreciation sale. That's cheaper than even a wired 360 controller goes for now. Speaking of which, I had a couple of these last time around. These were on clearance. I don't know why in particular just the Xbox One and PS4 versions were on clearance, but I grabbed another one because I really like these. Controller gear, controller stand. I customized one so it'll fit my Wii U Pro controller as well, and I even put a Nintendo tag on it, so yeah, these work out really slick. If you have a bunch of controllers that either you like to display or you just want to keep handy without setting it on a table or worrying about it knocking over. So I got one for the Xbox One, one for the PS4, and one for the 360. Like I said, I have no idea why these, as I bobble it here, the PS4 and Xbox One versions are down to $4.99, while the 360 version is still going for full $10. Anyway, I'm glad to get those. Then I had a eBay pickup come in. Super duper excited to get this. I finally was able to track it down. Most times I find it's either incomplete or the people want an arm and a leg for it. As it is, I won't go as far as to say rare, but it is a fairly uncommon title because they had that version that was packed in with Sega GT 2002, I believe, and that is Jet Set Radio Future. But as you can see, this is the standalone version. This is one of my favorite games on the original Xbox. I know I never owned it, but I know I rented the heck out of it. Rented it probably 3 or 4 weekends in a row. I just really like the Jet Set Radio series. Wish it would make a comeback. Sega's got a ton of properties, and apparently is it Total War? Is that what they're making now? That's apparently it. That, and they published Alien Isolation, so I can't really think of anything else they've done recently. But I'm super glad to get this. If you don't know anything about it, you know, sort of a Tony Hawk-esque game set on rollerblades, or inline skates, I guess is proper, because the rollerblade name is trademarked. But super duper, let's see if the camera will zoom in on that. No, there we go. Super duper gorgeous cel-shaded graphics on there, so glad to get that. Then I hit up Goodwill, and they had a ton of stuff that I wasn't going to let sit there. Couple of these games are nothing remarkable, but as I've said before, just in general, titles from this platform are getting tougher to find. So I picked up Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy for the GameCube, and Lego Star Wars, the video game, for the GameCube. Then, like I said, there was a massive amount of stuff that was there. They probably had close to 40 or 50 games at the time. A lot of it was PS2 shovelware, but I grabbed this NCAA Football 2012 for the 360 on account of these NCAA titles are getting tougher to find. These were all $4.99, so a couple of these were, you know, $4.99 is a little bit pricey for them, but a couple of them, they're certainly tougher to find. So then I grabbed this one's definitely in the let's go not rare but hard to find category, as it's a THQ published title, and that is Wall-E or Wall-E, based on the movie obviously. And as I've said, ever since playing Rango, I've been way more patient playing these titles that are supposed to skew towards kids games, because a lot of these they actually did put a decent amount of effort in to try to make them stay faithful to the source material, which I do appreciate. And, you know, we're not talking about some epic War and Peace type movie or book here that they're trying to stay true to. They're trying to stay true to a family friendly kids movie. So I'm glad to get it. I do see that it still sells for about $15 used and complete, so to get it for $5 is pretty decent. Grab this, and interestingly enough, when I opened it up, that I just popped it open and it just slid out, but interestingly enough, I opened it up, grabbed Zuma's Revenge, got home, opened it up, and inside was also a copy of this. It was Batman 2 DC Superheroes. So this was $4.99, but came with 2 games. I obviously don't have a case or manual for this, but that's okay. Then this one's also on the harder to find, as I said, not necessarily rare. These were all arcade published titles on the 360 that they put out on a physical disc, and that is the Worms collection. Still see this one goes for about $15, so yeah, to grab that up for $15 used is still about a $25 game new, when you can find it. I think maybe Amazon might be the last place that has it new. Here's another one that's fairly uncommon, from Codemasters, published by, let's see. Nope, this is just Codemasters, I believe. Yep, Codemasters Racing. Man, I have a case of dropping things today, but here is F1 Race Stars. It's a kart racing game based on the based on F1 racing. I can't imagine, like, F1, you know, this is the United States. F1, I'm not saying it's not a big thing, but it obviously doesn't have the massive following it does in Europe. The following in Europe is considerably bigger than what we have over here. That being said, it is a kart racer based on the F1 game, or not game, based on the F1 racing. Like, they don't even go as far as to identify the racers that they've put on the back, but I do see that you can play with your avatar, so that's pretty cool. And this one I still see, I think the last time I was at GameStop, I think they were selling it for 20 or 25, and I know Rock 30 has it right around 20, so that one is pretty cool to get. This one I knew nothing about, and I kind of want to try it since I just got a balance board for $4.99. I didn't really care. I see this one's fairly uncommon as well, but not really valuable in any way, shape, or form, and that is Wii Ski from Namco on the Wii for $4.99. I was going to grab that up. I don't have this, and I don't have a dance mat, so I don't really have any use for it, but I guess I can play it with the controller. That's kind of silly, but I don't have this, and this is Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix 2. This was an original Xbox exclusive, so I crossed off 2 from the list this week. Then, the big find, and I'm going to have to track down a manual, but the disc is in great shape. The case is a little gross, but I'll clean that up. But this one, definitely on the hard-to-find series, right up there with Crash of the Titans. And that is Crash Mind Over Mutant. Super glad to get this. $4.99. As you can see, Pawn America, I believe that's in Fargo. We don't have one up here, but Pawn America was still selling it for $25, and the receipt was in here. They bought this for $25 in October of this year, and then donated it. So I'm assuming they were in Fargo one day and donated it to and live in Grand Forks, and either had enough of it or decided they weren't going to play their 360 anymore. Then there was one pickup over at the Salvation Army. Glad to get this because this will go into the Spray and Pray Slightly Stupid Shooters series, and that is Dead to Rights Retribution. I now have all of them. I know this, I think, is the least liked of the bunch. So then I went over to GameStop and to oh wait, there was one Amazon pickup for I think this was $7.99 or $8, and this is History Channel's Battle for the Pacific. They have that History Channel Civil Wars Secret Missions. I've been playing that, and that'll go in Slightly Stupid Shooters, as will this. There's nothing inherently wrong with these. It's just clearly a cash grab. That's pretty much all it is. Then it was over to GameStop, and I wanted to fill out the collection for Slightly Stupid Shooters. First up, this one isn't nearly as bad as the other one, I'm told. I've never played either of them, but for the PS3, Kane and Lynch Dead Men. I'm only showing the disc because it's just in a standard GameStop used case. There was no manual or anything, and I'm in the Power Up Pro rewards thing, so I got all these at the 10% off. This one, however, I know is really stupid, and that is Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. If there's one positive out of this, we ended up with Giant Bomb, because, you know, famously or infamously, Jeff Gerstmann of Giant Bomb was fired for giving this a poor review because IDOS was advertising on GameSpot's website. So I'm definitely going to give that a whirl for Slightly Stupid Shooters. Speaking of which, this is one I've actually beaten, and I didn't hate it, but man, there's two reasons this is disappointing. One, this could have been a really good game had they delivered on what was promised. Unfortunately, they didn't. It kind of forced the company to go out of business. It's from Free Radical. They did Time Splitters, which, you know, Time Splitters is amazing. But this is definitely in the Slightly Stupid Shooters series. Haze for the PS3. Give you an idea of how poorly received this game is. I went into GameStop, and a complete copy with my Power Up Pro Rewards membership ran me 79 cents. Alright, and these are some of the stupidest, whether it's first person or third person, these are some of the stupidest shooters ever made. There's no arguing that. And I got the trilogy, which I'm not really proud of, but I believe they're backwards compatible on my Xbox One. I'll have to check into that, but that is the Army of Two trilogy. I've beaten part 1 before, but these are really stupid. Definitely broed out. And I know it's supposed to be played in co-op, but the AI was actually passable. Not amazing, but passable. So I got Army of Two, the 40th Day, and then I didn't even realize they had made a third one until about 2 weeks ago, and that's Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel. So yeah, got all those. And then, I don't consider these to be stupid, but they will go into the spray and pray thing. These were marked down to $9.99 a piece, so $8 a piece from Best Buy. They're both brand new, Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior and Sniper Ghost Warrior. Just glad to get them. Always wanted to try these out. For 16 bucks, I didn't care. And these will definitely go into the Slightly Stupid Shooters series, as they're pretty dumb. And that is Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. And then I have played through about the first handful of missions on the PS3 version of this game, and that is Call of Juarez, the Cartel. And oh man, is this one fucking dumb. That's all I'm going to say about that. You'll have to wait and see when I get to it. That's almost everything. One thing I did pick up, and not because I game a ton with mouse and keyboard setup, pretty much everything I play on Steam is full controller compatible, but I wanted to get a giant mouse pad, and they had these on sale at Best Buy, so I picked up one of the Corsair gaming pads. It's really nice. It's thin, really nice and flexible. Even though I'm using a Bluetooth mouse and it's supposed to be 100%, like, you can use it on any surface, I still find that having this mouse pad, the mouse tracks a lot better on this mouse pad. It certainly works well with my little arc mouse for my Surface, you know, the one that shuts off that way, turns on this way. I've used that, and it works amazing. So yeah, got all that stuff. Game of the Year coming this week. Another Slightly Stupid Shooters coming this week. Gonna get all that done. I don't know if you can buy tickets at the door. I'll have to look into it. But if you're in Grand Forks this Wednesday, Rooster Teeth's first live-action movie, Laser Team, got enough people pre-ordered tickets through on tug.com to get a special showing at Carmike. I believe it's at 8 o'clock. I don't even remember. I was just excited. I know my buddy Nick and Mitch and I are going to go. Super duper excited to see it. As I've been in several videos with my Funhouse t-shirt and hat. I love those guys. It's really... I watch and listen to a lot of Giant Bomb and Funhouse, but I don't have any Giant Bomb stuff. I'll have to fix that. But thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. We will see you next time. And like I said, there's 2 new videos coming this week: Slightly Stupid Shooters and my Game of the Year. And hopefully, a buddy of mine, Kyle, his son Alex, requested that I get my game room tour done, and I'm going to. I've been in the process of shifting and rearranging stuff and getting rid of donating some things that I don't want anymore. Not games, but just stuff that was on that back shelf up there. If it's not something I'm really attached to, I've been donating it. All of my Peanuts stuff holds sentimental value to me, so I won't get rid of that. That was my favorite thing when I was a kid. Same goes with Simpsons. Less so to the Family Guy and less so to South Park, but definitely the Simpsons. I grew up with Peanuts and Simpsons, so I'm hanging on to that stuff. But a lot of the other stuff I kind of weeded through, and I'm going to donate and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.